I am looking at the 1955 film The Night of the Hunter. The Night of the Hunter was the first and only film directed by Charles Laughton. At the time of its release, it was considered a box office failure. It is now, however, considered one of the best of the 1950s, and it has even been selected by the National Film Registry for preservation. The movie has also been rated an 8.1 out of 10 by IMDb, a 98% out of 100 by Rotten Tomatoes, and a 4 out of 4 by Roger Ebert. I am going to analyze how cinematography adds tension to a specific scene in the film. The textbook, Looking at Movies, defines cinematography as the process of capturing moving images on film or a digital storage device. There are several components of cinematography. They are shot type and proximity, composition, duration, angle, and shadow.
Leaning, leaning.
The duration of this shot is 10 seconds, and the type of shot used is extreme long shot. These go hand in hand with each other. The 10-second extreme long shot allows the viewer to see where the action is going to take place at and get a good mental picture of where the action is taking place at.
Lasting arms, what a fellowship, what a joy divine, leaning on the everlasting arms.
Notice how half of the preacher's face is covered by shadow and the other half is illuminated. The shadow represents the evil that is approaching the good being the children that are being protected by Rachel Cooper.
What a blessedness, what a peace is mine, leaning on the everlasting arms.
Notice how quick the last shot was? The shot lasted 3 seconds and showed movement in the top left window. It then goes to a longer close-up shot of Rachel Cooper. This is building suspense because you expect Rachel to react to the man outside because of how long the duration of her close-up shot is. You also know that something involving the girl coming from the shot before is going to happen soon.
Leaning on Jesus, leaning on Jesus, safe and secure from all alarms. Leaning on Jesus.
Let's take a look at the camera angle, composition, and shadows of this shot. The composition of this shot conforms to the rule of thirds, with the preacher on the stump being the foreground, the steps leading to the front door of the house being the middle ground, and Rachel inside the house being the background. What the angle of the camera suggests is that it's a waiting game between good and evil. We can tell it's a struggle between good and evil by the shadow. The shadow is covering the preacher. We know that the shadow represents evil. The place where Rachel is located is illuminated. We know that the illumination represents good. The suspense is building here because the viewer is waiting to see who makes the first move.
Leaning on Jesus, leaning on the everlasting arms.
Shame on you, Ruby. Mooning around the house after that mad dog of a man.
This scene is where the suspense comes to a climax. The girl who was seen in the top left window is brought to where the main conflict is taking place. The light from the candle completely illuminates where the preacher was sitting. Once Rachel blows out the candle, the preacher is gone.
Mr. Evans. Ruby, go get the children out of bed and bring them down here. Women are such germ fools. It's a hard world for little things.
The scene ends with Rachel looking at an owl and a rabbit. The owl is covered by shadows similar to the preacher, and the rabbit is illuminated similar to Rachel. The owl swoops down and attacks the rabbit. This foreshadows that the final confrontation between good and evil is coming soon.